My last ulcerative colitis vlog was taken about 2 days after I got out of the hospital. As such, it was a little bit of a mess. My last big ulcerative colitis flare-up, which was my second big ulcerative colitis flare-up, happened started in mid-October and didn't really get over until early November. What ended up happening was I basically just stressed myself out with my parents coming to town so intensely that I had a really acute flare-up of ulcerative colitis. It started in early October, kind of really became intense when my parents were visiting, and then the week after my parents left, I really couldn't keep it together anymore, and I tried to check into the hospital the weekend of Halloween, and they bounced me. I had a GI doctor. I had a previous diagnosis of ulcerative colitis, and so the procedure is not to just go to the emergency room when you're not feeling well. The procedure is to go to your doctor when you're not feeling well. And so, they bounced me out. They give me some Dilaudid, which lets me sleep great that night, and pump me full of fluids because I was pretty dehydrated. And I make an appointment for my doctor the next day. He sees me 96 hours later, and we then change my medication, and we make an appointment for a Flex Sig. And then that, at that point, I can't go to work anymore. The Flex Sig appointment comes, and they're like, "Oh, you're really inflamed. Let's check you into the hospital." And so that's how you get admitted to the hospital. You have a change in medication, and then you have medical imaging to support your diagnosis. So I get checked in. I get put on Remicade, which is another medication change. My steroid dose goes way up. Spend a week in the hospital. They let me go. Today, I'm about halfway to my first 8-week Remicade infusion, so I'm about 12 weeks out of the hospital, and which is fabulous. It's nice to be out here. Gained back most of the weight I lost. But yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out what exactly, some foods do actually, cause a more remarkable decrease in my quality of life and increase in my symptoms. Can't have beef jerky anymore, but that's quite securely on the low fiber, low residue foods to avoid list. Dried meat, so that was expected. It's a shame though. But now I can pretty much eat well-cooked vegetables, leafy greens, as long as they're in a lot of soups, bacon. But it's still pretty much a low fiber, low residue diet, just modified. Skin on some of my potatoes, some roughage, but it does, I can tell when I'm just eating pancakes and eggs, life's a little easier. A little boring, but easier. Moving forward, trying to manage my symptoms, trying to get to a state of, remission, as my doctor calls it. Really kind of interested in what he considers remission, following doctor's orders, and looking forward to the new year.